The following chant is on How Lot I Loving Migrant, declares Idol's soloist Joe Talbot. The path is undertaken of their other scrapbook, joy as an act of impedance, and its choir rings out about the chamber love a massive personality help meeting set to a fate and coil hit, terror leads to scare leads to ache leads to wrath leads to loathe. I smoke a lot of bathtub salts and tell to Yoda oneself, jokes Joe, up the cart. First of all, I love the concept of irritating human beings by with the wording of Yoda. I expect their tiptoe ringlet up while I do it. Secondly, yes, it is on a treatment. The entire trial began while I begun treatment and went via a injury how I had to get via, each pull through it or no. Over the daring grin and declarations of versatile loving is a story of actual losing. Idol's 2017 breakout opening, Brutalism, was encouraged by the die of Joe's mom Christine, next a length disease. Its pursue-up centers about the artist, upcoming to regulation in the planet about him, next the next losing of his child, Agatha, while his affiliate Beta was giver childbirth. My affiliate and my friends were wonderful, explains the newly engaged artist. The scrapbook is a reflect on fair how happy we are and using how luck in thing, as an external reflect, so human beings can sense how they are not one, how they are secure to be sensitive, and how they can changing in their own vogue. This at first scrapbook was on an blast of sorrow and losing in various formats out of lot period to represent. This other is more than of a careful development of reflect on losing once again in an aim to be a superior man, in rotate a superior boyfriend, a superior affiliate and a superior artist. He's on celebration distinction very. Time the gang may ensure a plate for Joe to fill his sadness in songs, idols, albums, gigs and interviews are yet ever joyous, festive and substantially fun, sphere. For sample, the artist and his order handman Mark Bowen query hour before gig interviewing conducted location external, to get off of the warmth of the subterranean dress chamber. I propose a neighboring garden for us to receive comfortable. I'm tiring my pajamas, deadpans Mark, over a steering antennas. I couldn't get more than comfortable. Guitar player Mark believes he and his friends, who would after cast an ironical a chapel execution of Mariah Carey's All I Wish for Yuletide in their middle of summer set as he suspended of the rafters, are occasionally sacked as just an irate gang. Of the things we noted in the at first scrapbook was while we were performance it dwell down there was an expertise of joy via the desire, says Mark. Human beings unjustly construe us as an irate gang. I don't believe down there was a enormous sum of wrath of all of us on the at first scrapbook. We note how whenever we're giver our desire, on stage human beings construe how and get an expertise of joy via it. We as well saw how human beings were loser their inhibitions and sense more than outdoor and needing to stake things and dancing love not one is observer and house thing we requested to represent though future although the scrapbook while thou re-dividing, channels do get outdoor and the scrapbook is on compliance such channels outdoor and receive a outcome out of it, and house joy as an act of impedance. The scrapbook begins in the pensive collusus, that carries the expiatory chorus, pardon me dad I include sin / I've drained my flesh complete of pins. It moves via sincere notions of sameness on Danny Nedelko, later the raw feeling of Agatha's die on June, a born was yet unborn / I am a dad, upmeet toxicity manhood chief on in Samaritans, the face mask of manhood / is a face mask / a face mask house tiring me the path, that came on following Joe recite painter Grayson Perry's reduction of person, speaks of the accumulation impact of a community how tells men to person up in times of anxiety. All is downward to centuries of practice of needing to sense portion of thing and to be secure of various of culture oppression. It this volume helping me articulate thing I've been thought for a length period, everyone has. This new wavelength of feminist how sparked everyone's concern in sort roles permitted everyone to represent on which the problems were and one of the things, as who looking inward and hard to be a superior man, I reflecting on was manhood, myself as a person. So I mind, if I'm portion of the issue how can I changing to do the position superior? So how's which it is, a reflect on myself and which pressures I've thick felt all my lifetime. How our bachelor, as creature of fate, celebrity, and a superior man, that includes hardly potable these days up shows. Joe is as well a recorded supporting employee for adults in training, difficult situation, and well groomed for his mum for her disease. He holds the Samaritan's mercy really shut to his cardiac. In How in Reason, the scrapbook is followed by a priest up art trade show at HM Electric Balcony in London in all revenue departure to the UK/Ireland based Mercy, that provides assist for such an emotion stress. Samaritans as a mercy, he's the abstract of which we wish to reach, the knowledge of how happy we are in our supporting web, and he's on substitute how for human beings who don't include it. He's stored the lives of 2 human beings, how I aware, and it's a nice item. The likes of former Maccabees man Orlando Weeks, wonderful Bristol artist Russell Oliver, and Joe's own dad include introduced art interpretations of songs on the recording in an exchanging of exploit. Though for Joe, who previous put his mom's ash in a run of copies of the opening recording, the trial was a terrible but useful in the at first scrapbook. I put my mother's ash in it as an art way of manufacturing thing really uncommon, as I as well put the entire expertise of loser her on the recording in the one I requested to do things such. To hear to some human beings and be sensitive as an exchanging of exploit, and to promote some human beings to be sensitive behind. So as an art go striker, I mind it would be large to offer our songs, pleasant and previous, to human beings how we aware and confidence as artists and friends to construe the piece of music as they select in art as an act of exploit. It was terrible, as we love to include full monitoring above the art and the piece of music as we've treated very difficult to be there. Which we got behind was thing very bid. 30-somethings idols are guideline a increasing general of social conscious and sure youthful fate bands, Love Embarrassment, Vision Woman, and Heinz, who'd quite murder you in goodness rather than cast a TV at you out of a box. As for their own character Danny Nedelko? So, on to Joe Sames, a beautiful humane creature, and in a nice gang named Hard Lungs. Joy as an act of impedance is out currently.